the 2025 Africa Energy Week Summit is currently underway. And joining me to discuss what has been happening and plus what to expect is Rice business correspondent Boason Omofaye. Boason, thank you. It's good to have you on the program. Well, give us a sense of, day one, what it's like, and what is the major conversations like, among the African leaders and energy stakeholders?
Yeah, thank you so much, Frank. I think the message was very clear today that Africa is not going to stop drilling for oil and gas, hydrocarbon, hydrogen energy, and other form of energy anytime soon. That message was sent very clear today by all the speakers within the opening plenary, starting with the executive chairman of the African Energy Chamber, NGI Yourself, who is the organizer and initiator of the annual conference of this high profile, which has the OPEC Secretary General, Haitham Al-Ghaiz in attendance, a couple of ministers of energy, two from Nigeria, from Gabon, from Congo, Brazzaville, from South Africa, and others. So the message is very clear. The support also came today. We heard from Ted Cruz, who is a senator from U.S. Senator. We also heard from Joshua Vols, who is of the Department of U.S. Department of Energy, supporting what Africa is doing. Joshua Vols told the audience in a clear message at the opening plenary, Nigeria or Africa would not stop drilling. Every country has the right to determine its energy path and its future. He says no country or no group has the right to tell any country how to decide on its energy sustainability. So the message was clear. The support for Africa is very resounding today as we get the full sessions started here earlier today. It's been a full day, by the way. Across the rest of the day, what we saw was specific sessions that spoke to a number of areas. You got sessions for South Africa's energy, also South Africa also drilling furiously for hydrocarbon, and within the Southern African region, including Namibia. West Africa got a whole lot of good news, from Sangoma oil project in Senegal to Ghana, with Cosmos Energy just sealed a $2 billion fresh deal with the Ghana petroleum sector, with the authorities there to drill 20 new wells of oil and gas for Ghana. The Minister of Petroleum Energy spoke on a panel, and he says the country's heritage fund, which is something like a sovereign wealth fund, is now almost $1 billion for the future of Ghanaians. So everyone's all enthused about federal investments in Africa. I also got a chance to speak with Nigeria again for the second time this week with Nigeria's Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Mr. Heineken Lokobiri, about the investments that Nigeria need, why we need investment, why there's a need for stability in terms of policies and regulations and institutional framework within the oil industry. Of course, the headline story, the news for everyone, is that anyone who can do oil contracts, any country in Africa that expedite approval for oil and gas exploration, research, and all of that, using technology, AI, and all of that, will actually be in the best of money moving forward. Frank.
Yeah, so tell me more about the panel section on OPEC Africa Roundtable and your exclusive interview chat with the OPEC Secretary General. Could you talk to us more about that?
Yeah, why we're highlighting this particular OPEC Africa Roundtable was because it has two energy ministers from Congo Brazzaville and from Gabon in attendance in the hall. Then on the panel, you have NGIU, you have Al-Ghaiz, and then, of course, one other panelist. The whole idea is about OPEC is very key. Africa is about 9.8% of the total energy portfolio, or oil portfolio, oil and gas for OPEC. So we have about 8 countries as member. Nigeria was singled out as making progress. That was good news. We have a number of African countries also making progress as far as hydrocarbon is concerned. Where are we right now? Tomorrow is the GMMC meeting, October 1st, for the Joint Ministerial Monitoring Committee of OPEC. The OPEC Secretary General spoke to me about that, what to expect tomorrow, or what the outlook is, as it were, because they will have to decide and then pass their decisions to OPEC, the wider body. Why is it important for members to keep to production quota? He also spoke about that. Why is it important important to ensure that Africa get the needed investment. The OPEC Secretary General was very emphatic on the panel. Africa will not stop drilling for oil. He says that anyone who says fossil fuel production exploration should stop, he says is not subject or open to discussion. So it's a big pushback against those who says Africa should no longer drill for oil and gas as energy of transition. So all of this are in play today, and I'm sure we'll get to that later on your show to hear from the OPEC Secretary General and of course Nigeria's Minister for Petroleum Resources, Mr. Heineken Lokobiri. Frank, back to you.
Yeah, so I know it's a long, it's going to be a long way for you, Boason, and I think a good place to leave it. Thank you so much for coming on. So please stay.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, so stay safe.